Welcome back, everybody. It's that time again. That time where we talk about all the books that I picked up this week. You know what I found interesting? No Marvel books in the stack this week. Not one. Everything is either DC or indie books. Although I am missing Conan issue 22 by Jim Zub, and I've also missed the Witchblade issue 1 facsimile from Image. So hopefully I can find those two books at a local shop sometime soon. In the meantime, guys, let's go ahead and dig into this stack. It's not huge, but it's got some really interesting things in it. All right. First off, we have Aquaman, issue number 7 by Jeremy Adams and Michael Shelfer. This is much more of a cartoony setup than what you're used to. You can see here it's Zan from the Super Friends. But we also have Aquaman, Arion, Lady of the Lake, and Captain Nemo as our main characters. And what can I say about this book that I haven't already said? Jeremy Adams brings that energy and that adventure and that just... it makes you care about these characters in a way that you normally don't care about, fictional characters like comic book heroes, villains. He raises the stakes in each of his books, like Green Lantern, Flash, Gordon, all of these different books. He raises the stakes to such a degree that it makes you care about them. Of course, then again, you got Mary Jane in DC book here. No, I'm kidding. But he found Atlantis. That's not a spoiler. You knew he was going to eventually find it. But he brings out those quiet moments as well. And that's why this is my pick of the week, is because he brings out those moments between Mara and Arthur that really resembles husband and wife. You get to see how much they love each other and how important they are to one another. It just makes you care about Aquaman in a way that I've never cared about Aquaman before. I've probably never collected 7 issues straight of any particular Aquaman book. But here we have Lord Dagon, that evil, evil man, God, conqueror, whatever you want to say. I've just got to say that is definitely the best book that either Marvel or DC put out this week. Aquaman, issue number 7. All right. Followed up by another Jeremy Adams book, this time co-written by Morgan Hampton. We have Green Lantern Corps, issue number 6, which, by the way, is also the most issues of a Green Lantern Corps title that I've ever picked up consecutively. So here we have the continuation of the fallout from the Civil War book, where Mogo has been damaged when he crashed into Thanagar and destroyed Thanagar. So now it's up to Joe and dadgummit, I can't remember the other Lantern's name. I'm sorry, guys. But it's up to these two here to kind of help Mogo bring him back to himself and heal himself. And then we get the Sin Son and the evil little mite Superman kid. So only through talking to Mogo and getting an understanding of where he is emotionally can these two ladies help him start to heal. Sometimes it's all about trust. And once you know who you can trust, you know who you can open up to, you know who has your best interest at heart, that helps to move past a lot of troubles and disaster and pain that we as men and women, human beings, go through. So you get to see Sinestro and his trainee Lantern go up against the two Sin Sons. And then, I'm not going to give it away necessarily, but we're leading up into the Starbreaker's Supremacy. I went to this page because I didn't want to break up the last page and show you. But the Starbreaker Supremacy begins in Green Lantern 25. And that's going to be going in between GL and GL Core each and every month. So I think it's 6 parts. So it'll be there for a little while. But it looks really interesting, and I've got all the faith in the world in Jeremy Adams to bring something earth-shattering, universe-shattering to the Green Lantern Corps and to the world of Hal Jordan. I'm not really sure why I keep reading this book. I think it's because I like banging my head against a wall. It's good, it's heady. I think that's probably what it is, because I haven't really sat down. I don't really sit down and read the heavy stuff like I used to, okay? In my 20s, I did some studying about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I emotionally and spiritually found who I was supposed to be at that point. And I don't really take the time to sit down and read anything heady quite like that anymore. And I think this, to me, was supposed to be something along those lines. I'm lost. I don't understand. I don't understand the characters' motivations. I don't really understand the overall arcing story. I don't understand where we're coming from or where we're going. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just banging my head against a wall with this one, and maybe I should just let it go off of the pile. But it feels like eventually it's going to go somewhere. But sometimes you get a book that's nothing but intellectual talking heads, kind of like The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, and that's kind of how this feels. I don't know if that's meant to be a pro or a con, but it's just kind of a smart superhero book that maybe it's too smart for me. So I'm going to have to look and see when this particular story arc ends, and I might end with it as far as this book goes, because I'm enjoying it. I really am, but I don't really understand what the heck I'm enjoying. It's kind of like giving some creature that's not capable of understanding a Rubik's Cube, and then expecting them to solve it. And I don't consider myself a really dumb human being, but there have been times where I've read things that just went whoop, right over my head. And I'm afraid that the power fantasy is one of those few times that I just can't figure out where it's going, where it's coming from. I know who the characters are. I at least have that figured out. But who, what, when, where, and why, the overarching of all that, got no idea. None whatsoever. So go out there and read it. Maybe you'll understand it. Then you can come back into the comments and tell me what the hell's going on. All right. Transformers. Oh no, it's Starscream sticking his head through a window. No, don't kill me, Starscream. I'm sad, because we only have 2 more issues of Daniel Warren Johnson and Jorge Corona on Transformers. But at the same time, I'm also excited because now we're going to get Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora as the new team, starting with issue 25. So you get this artwork that gives emotion. You really get sucked into Carly's story. You get sucked into why these Autobots and Decepticons are fighting against the powers that be so hard. At the same time, you got something going on with Prime. And I'm not going to say what's going on with Prime, but kind of All I want to say about that at the moment is that I started watching the 86 animated movie again last night. And I kind of didn't need that double whammy in my life right now because this week has been a little bit of emotional roller coaster. And I don't want to pull you guys onto a sandbox or into my sandbox, but I want to say something real quick. I think as we have come out of this COVID situation, I kind of feel like sometimes you don't do what you say you're going to do anymore. And that blows my mind. I was raised that if I say I'm going to come and help you with a project, I'm going to be there. And I've come to realize in a couple of different business-related transactions, nothing comic-related, and I promise I'll be done with this in about 30 seconds. But I've come to realize that people don't hold their word in high regard anymore like they used to. So just be good people out there, and if you tell somebody you're going to help them, or if you get hired to do a project, don't put that person on the back burner because you've got 17 other projects going. Instead, be respectful of everybody's time. Don't be Starscream. Be Optimus Prime. All right, and that's it for the new books that we're going to talk about in this video. But for the initial assessment, I have the first issue of Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice. And that is written by Andy Diggle, with art by Leandro Fernandez. I also have Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, Issue 1 by Patrick Horvath and Hassan Otsmane Al-Hal. So the series with Sam, the bear, comes back. Can't wait to read that one and see what that's all about. And then the last book I picked up this week is the facsimile edition of Fantastic Four, number 7. So, like I said, a little bit of a smaller pile, but still a lot of good reading. And I hope that you guys enjoyed going through this with me. I had to cut the air off so that you guys could hear what I was saying, because otherwise it would be... Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. As always, I hope that you guys are enjoying the direction the channel is going. I'm trying to do things a little bit differently and bring you guys better content, more high production value content, and at the same time still entertain you, intrigue you, and help you find all the books that you want to read each and every week. I will try to check out Conan digitally, and the Witchblade one I'm not going to try to check out digitally, but I will try to find a copy of it around somewhere because I'm absolutely loving Conan, and I really don't want to miss out on the Witchblade thing since I did back in the 90s. I just didn't buy it, didn't care for it. Wasn't into the cheesecake thing at that time. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me again for another week. We are cruising up towards episode number 80 of this series. So thanks for joining me for, I guess, officially a year and a half. We are at the year and a half mark. We're, I think, at 214 subscribers. So we are still marching forward. I would love to get to 500 by the end of the year. Hey, you guys are the ones that can make me, help me do it. So if you watch this channel and you really love its content, if you love what you're seeing about the new comic room that's coming, if you're loving everything else about this channel, and I'm exciting you each and every week with what I pick up and my reviews and my thoughts on the comic industry, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe. Send it to your friends. Share the videos. Get it out there, folks. Let's go ahead and get the Doc Army involved. And each one of you has one friend, I bet, that you can go and tell about it. If you do that, we'll easily make it to 500 by the end of the year. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I will catch up with you next go-around. See you in some videos coming up.